Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Haritha. My kunya is Sulaim. Welcome to my channel. Dear women, especially those women who are looking to become subsequent wife, but especially second wife, because that is the position with all of the heats. That's the position that comes with all the heat there is in polygyny, at least in most cases. So the third is being married into polygyny, the fourth is being married into polygyny, the first was married into monogyny. The second is the one coming to change the status from monogyny to polygyny. So it comes with a lot of heat. Yeah. There are some of these things that some of these signs that you'd already see for as a recipe for disaster. These are some of the signs that if you see it, you should take steps backwards to assess the situation and to be sure that you really want to go into it, weigh the possibilities that can come out of it and be ready, be sure that you're willing to deal. Very important. Number one is do not agree to a man who is seeking a weapon to fashion against his current wife. It doesn't end well. Ha. In the beginning, because that's the goal. I mean, that's what you've been married for. So it's going to work in the beginning. But at the end of the day, very many cases, these men settle with their first wives and you become a third wheel. You become more of an intruder than a wife. That's when we start to have issues of, oh, he forgot me. He's now too focused on the first wife. He's now too this and that. See, some of these men actually think that the women they have is just too terrible. And they feel that if they should, go for another wife, the second wife is going to be an angel or very close to an angel. So when they eventually marry the second wife and they realize that, oh, I've just married another human being, there's no angel on earth. Some of them tend to prefer what they even had before because now they're not getting the perfection they seek and they have to still spend, many of them didn't do it feasibly, like they didn't do it because they were really ready or, they deemed themselves capable. They just wanted to do it to punish the current wife. So at the end of the day, if that punishment should backfire, or because even if you come in and you put up an act to be that, oh, perfect goody goody wife, you're human, so you're going to get tired and be yourself. So when you start being yourself, because this person is not looking for a human wife, this person was out there seeking an angel who is stainless to marry, and which you are not because you can't be, no one is. He starts to somehow withdraw back to the first wife and leaving you hanging. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. Second wives complain of this a lot. Men know what they are doing. I think I say this a lot. Men know what they are doing. Is it fair? No. However, you are the one at the receiving end now, so please don't do it. Somehow you would know because a lot of these men, when they are looking for another person, if it's feasibility, there is a way to go about it. And if it's feasibly existing issue, there's also a way to go about it. So you'll be able to tell. Trust me, you'll be able to tell, except you want to deceive yourself. The second red flag you should pay attention to is if he tells you too much about the current wife. If he tells you too much about the current wife, it's a red flag because really, why? Um, you may say, but the things he tells me are good things about her. No, he shouldn't tell you too much about her, no matter how good those things he tells you are. No, he shouldn't. And in very many cases, some of them even say bad things. And you're like, oh my God, so I'm going to be this fairy tale princess now. It's only a matter of time before it backfires. Such a loose-mouthed man is also going back to tell the first wife things about you later because this man, he has mouth diarrhea. So that is a red flag. And this played out not very long ago to someone. What happened was that he somehow had issue with the first. Oh, she's this. When a man actually wants to go for another wife, the ones who are not sincere in their dealings, they will definitely they will suddenly see something wrong with the current wife, and then they will tie that polygyny to that issue. Not all. There are men who do these things feasibly. May Allah continue to strengthen them. So he came up with the issue of the wife is not dressing properly, she does not wear the hijab. She wasn't wearing hijab when you married her, so how is it suddenly an issue? Ya Rabbi. But because he was come up with an issue, and somehow he also downloaded this to the potential second wife that he was seeking to marry. So she already knew that, oh, the first wife is faulty, she's just not a proper ideal wife. So she's a monakoba. Jilbabi and Monacoba. So she was married. Then um, 6 months to within the first year, she was the queen. She was everything. Anywhere he's going, he takes her. She's at the front of the car. She was basically everything. But it was just a year. Guess what? When this man wanted to start his madness, because that's what it was. When he wanted to start his madness with his second wife, the woman who was all shade of everything, mashallah, hijabi, niqabi, da da da, in her own case, her case was terrible because this man didn't even go to meet the first wife to tell the first wife things about the second wife. He was telling his friends things about her. He was telling his friends, he was body shaming this woman to his friends. So he analyzed, body shamed. Let me not sugarcoat with analysis. He body shamed this second wife to his friends. Like it became a thing of, oh, they knew, oh, so this is it. Oh, so nothing, she's covering nothing. Do you understand? It's so terrible. That is all shades of terrible. So eventually he said, oh, he doesn't want the marriage and he called for divorce. Of course, she divorced the woman within less than 2 years, a year plus. She might say, oh, I didn't know. No, you knew. When he was busy telling you things about the first, oh, she's not doing this, she does not properly, da, 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 da. You don't know a day will come when he will find something that is not proper with you. It's just a cycle. So if he's already doing it to the one he has known for years, please be worried about yourself, be concerned about yourself, and be very vigilant. Another thing is if he comes up with I want a one big happy family, one love, everybody in the same house sitting together and all of that. It's a setup, my sister. It is a setup. Don't agree. Don't agree to it because the bulk of time when issues are going to arise, the issues will arise between you and your co-wife, not with you and him, not between you and him. You understand? So and those men who actually want their wives to compete, so they can enjoy, because a lot of men, they actually want you people to be at loggerheads. So when they bring you together in the name of, oh, one big happy family, there's not going to be any big happy family. I mean, it does exist, but we know these are not the norms, they're the exceptions. Seek for your space, seek your space, demand for your space, demand for your own accommodation. You are able to maintain that civility, amongst yourself. A lot of second wives today, the ones who agreed to this setup in the beginning, now are like, oh no, I want my space. I've been telling him I want my space. It's easier for you to demand for your space and get it right from the beginning than for you to come in the middle and say, oh, I want my space. A lot of these men, when they now bring in another wife, that's when they fully understand what it takes to be responsible for two women, two different women with their children and their individual responsibilities. So they start to realize that, oh my God, it's actually much more than I thought it was going to be. So you now come up at that time, seeking for your own accommodation, extra expenses. It's not even going to agree. It will make sure you stay there. And who gets to lose at the end of the day? It's you and your co-wife. You will be at loggerheads. The fourth is secret wife. He would come up with different reasons of, oh, you know what, my family, or I don't want my wife to know. After in Islam, I don't have to seek the permission of the first wife to have you. See, these men always have stories and they have all the words to just make you say yes. And if those words happen to meet your own condition of wanting to answer misses by fire, by force, it's very easy for you to just fall in and agree. So please don't agree to be, being his secret wife. Mm-mm. See, in Islam does not, that whole secret wife thing is not part of Islam. It's such that if you get married, even if you do a small wedding, it is recommended that you even use your mouth to tell people, let people know that, okay, I've been married to so and so, we've done our nikah. Why? To avoid certain misconception and assumptions. Like, this is how clear our deen is on issues and matters like this. So, well, truly, he mustn't seek the permission of, his first wife to have you, to marry you. But his people should know you. Your people should know him. His people should know you. Your people should know him. Don't agree to being a secret wife, because to me, in fact, not to me, that's what happens. Secret wife to a lot of these men is just the convenient wife. After all, you're secret. No one knows you. So somehow, at the end of the day, you're just walking on eggshells, because you can wake up tomorrow and just fash you. I don't think you understand that. You can wake up one day and just, that's it. Just, and you are just. The last but not the least is, if you are someone who is not comfortable with polygyny, because polygyny is a permission. It's not, obligatory for men, nor is it obligatory for us women to be part of it. As a first wife, if you don't want to be part of polygyny, you can refuse it. Not by stopping the man, but by taking yourself out of that equation. If you're also a second wife, maybe you've been married and then you find out that, oh, this whole arrangement is too chaotic for your mental health, your spiritual well-being, and all of that, you're also very free to check out in peace. However, there are some women who they know that this second wife thing or third wife thing, they just don't want to be, they don't want to have anything to do with it. They don't hate polygyny, but they do not want to be involved in it. Now, when these men want to deceive you into polygyny, they come up with stories of my wife and I have issues. I've divorced her. Ask for evidence. Don't just agree. Some will say, for especially where they have paper, because the sisters I talk to, they actually live in countries where they have papers. The man will say, oh, it's ongoing, oh, it's been concluded. There is always a story as to why that divorce has not been concluded. So inconclusive divorce. And then he makes sure the marriage happens. A lot of time, these women, it's not that they are wicked, they are not wicked, because they come up and they're like, I don't want to be part of this. Now the first wife is in the picture, there's no hope of him divorcing her, da 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 da. What people will see then is, you're so wicked. Oh. So you want this man to divorce his first wife for you. Mm-mm. She's not wicked. It's because she does not want to have anything to do with polygyny. And this man assured her that she's not going to be in a polygyny. He lied to her, deceived her. Yes, it's deception, that he had already divorced the wife and whatever, other excuses that they had to make the divorce inconclusive. And she agreed to that marriage with the hope and belief that that divorce will be concluded, will be finalized, and she wouldn't have to deal with polygyny. Now, there is nothing like that. In fact, this man never had the intention of divorcing the wife. So it's now a full polygynous home. And again, back to like the first, whatever. This man, whatever it is that made him lie to you that he wants to divorce the first wife or he's divorcing the first wife, somehow they now start to resolve their issues and he start to see that there was no even need for me to get another person. And before you know, this man is tilting towards the first wife more than you, which is all shades of haram. It's not permissible that a man does that. Tilt towards one and forget the other. But these men do it day in, day out, we know. So let's not even, we know this is the rule, this is the law, this is what Allah and His Messenger has said. But how many of them are doing it? So that is why you need to look out for yourself very well, because talk is cheap for this man, is very cheap. Until you get there, before you know that you'll be al dente, talk more. So be very vigilant, be very cautious, and be very careful. So that is just it. I pray that Allah guide your ways, guide my ways as well, and that may Allah, link us with the best wherever it is. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.